All right, sweet. All right, cool. You lower your hand, it goes on and up. It's great. All right, good evening, everybody. Yeah, so most of you guys know me. We're gonna dive right in here. Everybody has a Facebook profile, which is great. That's you on the internet. Everybody has a Facebook page, which is your public storefront on Facebook. And for most of you, that's where we've stopped, because our profile is the admin for the Facebook page, and that's kind of all we need. That's what we've got going on. So I've been running it for quite a while. Facebook over the last couple of years, especially as they've really jumped into selling so many more ads, has really increased the opportunity for true brand power and control over your brand. Somebody somewhere in this group has heard a horror story about a disgruntled local president, a pissed off communications director who took the page from us and now we can't use it. Or some idiot who just was the last admin and didn't want to take care of it anymore and deleted themselves as admin off the union's page, and now nobody can get to the page. There's nobody to call at Facebook to reclaim it, and that's happened. And so that's not unique to firefighter unions. That's brands of large and small. That's your local mom and pop donut shop. That's everybody. And so Facebook, about, I guess, 3 years ago, started doing this thing called Business Manager. And originally, Business Manager was going to allow you to not have to be a Facebook profile to run the page. They started doing that. Then the 2016 thing happened, and then everybody was upset about interference, and they wanted to verify you more, and then they linked the profile back to the Business Manager, and all got convoluted. But I'll tell you, about 6 months ago, they've really fixed it. And so now Business Manager is your central hub for where you can run your page, your pages, your ad accounts, and your entire union. And union's present, at least here on Facebook and on Instagram. The URL to go to, I'll put it in the text here, is business.facebook.com. If you've been there before, then it's going to look a little different. If you've never been there before, it's going to have a big, this is Business Manager introduction and a place to sign up. The best way to think about Business Manager is that it is the mothership for your entire brand activity. So if you're running the state association's communications, then Business Manager will exist for your state. And if you run your DVB pages, if you lock in your PAC pages, if you have multiple ad accounts, it all lives under one umbrella. That one umbrella has different admins, and each of those admins can have different levels of authority. You can team up with people, you can bring people into the organization, but it's all owned by the Business Manager system. And here's why that's important. What's the business? Who owns that? When you first set this up, you are able to put in your address, your URL, your president's email, whoever the major supervisor is, and then own that tied back to president at IAFF4117.org. Because then it's not linked to any one person. It's linked to a third party, verified with the tax ID sheet of paperwork and everything else, and it secures the ownership of that page and brings that in to the audience so it can't be taken away. The other thing Business Manager is going to let you do is run ads on different ad accounts, different credit cards, different payment methods, which works great for those of us who are doing I'm going to run local ads on this credit card, but I got to keep track of PAC funds. Oh, goodness gracious, I got an IE, and you have multiple different layers of accounting that you have to manage. You can control all of that inside of Business Manager, and you can bring in different people who aren't admins on your page. So I can take the treasurer for the PAC, and I can only let them see the ad account that they're involved in and that PAC business. They don't have to have control over the rest of the page or what's going on. Or I can take a guy who's young and new and who wants to help me with Instagram and Facebook posts, and I can bring him in to only be able to post in this section of my page and prevent him from having access to the money and the ads and all the other things that can go down and cause other issues there. So getting this thing set up is not terribly hard. It's not terribly hard at all. I'm going to put a link right now into the text chat for everybody to grab and save. And that link is basically the Facebook Business Help Center on Business Manager and kind of how to get going and what that looks like. And while you guys are able to save that, I'm going to pop over and go over to what my page on Business Manager looks like. Get that open there in just a second. I get my Zoom page to come back up here too. Okay.
Braden, one thing too, we'll post all those links onto the CTA site somewhere so folks can download it easier, right? Like as a follow-up under the page Mark created, we'll put those links in there for people.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put them in the event invite. We have some guys that aren't on the CTA here, so we'll take care of it.
So when you're getting started, you can actually have under your Facebook profile. So this is my profile up here. This is me. This is Braden on Facebook. I have multiple Business Manager accounts that I am able to access from here. So again, if you're doing multiple different things on multiple different groups and projects you work for, they don't all have to be inside of one place. But this is my local, Lake Travis Firefighters Association. And my local is a business all unto itself. I set it up just a few weeks ago. And in here, I've got it really simple. I have the business. There is one page that is primarily associated with the business, and there is one ad account that is linked back to my business. Inside of this Business Manager, conceptually, that name there, I'm able to control posts on my page. So I can click over here. And this looks just like your Facebook pages look right now, only it's got this gray top and you have access to some extra tools and some more quality control measures that kind of come along inside of running your business here. But otherwise, running the page is relatively the same compared to what you would normally do on your Facebook page. But it's linked up, hidden inside of here. And then my ad account also is still kind of some of the same similar ad manager that I'm assuming most people have seen and bought ads through an ad manager and looked at before. The big advantage that I have, though, of having these items inside of here is this settings wheel at the top. And the fact that I can control what people are inside of my business. So right now, I can go and I can take somebody with their email and I can be like, you know what, Doug? Welcome to Lake Travis. Doug's a new guy. I'm going to bring him in. He doesn't get admin access, or he doesn't get admin access. He just gets employee access. And I'm going to let him come in, and he's going to go ahead and take care of the money. So I'm going to give him access to all the business credit card information and those things. But he can't control people. He can't delete my page. He can't lose my page. He can't kick me out of my page. He just gets the access that I want. And what pages do you have access to? Well, I can choose what he gets access to, whether or not he can create ads for us and look at things and whatnot. And then I just send that away. And he gets an invitation on his end in his email to be able to join and get to work for us inside of my business. And then each one of your pages, under your accounts, under pages, you'll be able to see the different people who you've invited to come. And you can click on their name and choose how much access each one of these people has to your page. The same thing goes for your ad accounts. Right now, I only have the one ad account that we've been using exclusively out here. But if you had a PAC account and you had a general fund and you had an IE account, you could choose who was going to be involved in each one of these things. And I know it seems like a lot. You're like, hey, the other way's working fine. I'm not going to steal the union's page. It's not a big deal. Well, one, looking further ahead, we're all not going to be there in 5 years, maybe. And so it's good to have that level of security and make sure that those things are there. But two, there are other things in here that we probably don't think of. One of them is this tab here called Brand Safety, okay? Brand Safety allows you to go and dig through where are your ads going to show up on Facebook. We talk about advertising on Facebook all the time. And when we do Google ads, we're real quick to select that we don't want our ads to show up on certain websites and things. We don't think about that so much on Facebook. Where might your Facebook ads be showing up that you may not want them to show up? In here, you have the ability to choose that there are certain websites you don't want your Facebook ads to populate on. You can upload a list of websites you don't want your ads to populate on. You can download and see where your ads have already appeared. So if you run an ad campaign and you want to know, hey, where did all of those audience network ads go? You can click in here and dig through where they went and decide whether or not those were good places or bad places to block them. This also is the only way, this business manager system right now, sorry, wrong button here, is the only way to access the rest of these major tools, including the audience, custom audience function. And the custom audience function is the tool that Mark is talking about, where you can literally go in and tell Facebook who to find: name, city, zip, age, date of birth, email, phone number, take outside metrics, put them in, and target them. If you take that the next step further, you can rate those people. You can take, instead of, we're used to taking the voter file and saying, hey, let's upload just the people who are likely to vote. We can upload the entire voter file and say the people who vote the most, they're a priority 1, the people who vote occasionally are priority 2, and the people who rarely vote are priority 3. And we can have Facebook target the audience to try to go after the most likely people to vote. But if it can't reach them, to reach the next most likely person inside of one single audience. And that's not just for political ads. That's for ads that you run for just your general everyday engagement about what you have going on out there. Not the COVID, tested yesterday, just the panda asthma. Other things that exist in here that you may not be using as much or may not have seen before is the ability to run through the Creative Hub, which if you're on a team, Creative Hub is really, really nice. It's a great place where you can get in here and you can literally build an ad. You can go, yeah, that's fine. Maybe I can build an ad. There we go. You can build an ad in here. And as you build the ad and as you make changes to the ad, you can see what that ad is going to look like and then save it and then share it with other people on your team. So if you've got a team, you got a president who wants to see everything, you got your communications guy, you got the PAC director, you got some VP who cares, how else are you going to show them what these ads look like, what this content looks like before it comes out? The business manager opens up these tools so we can create mock-ups of ads, share them, make sure everyone's good, proofread them, talk about content before these things end up going out. Yeah, so that's kind of the big, broad strokes of what we can do in here. Your full-blown ad manager, to be able to run ads and really dig deep into what we can do with targeting on ads, that lives inside of Business Manager. If you ever want to do the real like deep, dark pixel tracking stuff where you put a dot on a website and then we follow around the people who have visited the website with Facebook ads, that lives inside of here. You can't do pixel advertising, the cookie advertising, the I just looked at that pair of shoes. Why am I seeing an Amazon ad on my computer advertising? You can't do that without Business Manager. Everything starts here and gives us the tools to kind of get going with what we've got on there. Other things, real quick, before I open up for like all the fun questions about how this works. You've got a lot more insights, reports, data that you can get inside of Business Manager that you can't get anywhere else. Let me go back to when I ran my last ad. Give me just a second here. What was our campaign? Yeah, I'll save you there. So if you have a bunch of ads running and you want to dig deep on these particular ads here and see all of the little pieces of what's going on with them and tie them in by, okay, what age of person saw each one of the ads that I was engaged with and how many people saw them? If I'm trying to do an A/B comparison, this data exists in Ad Manager, but over here, I can take it, I can download it, I can break it into spreadsheets. I can cross-compare tabs of what platform, where things were showing up, how many times they were seen, how often they were seen, what did it cost me. there's more data inside of this thing. And if you expand your screen, there's so much more data that we can pull out of the business manager side that just doesn't exist anywhere else. And it's data that we really need. It's the data that the advertising gurus are using to be able to figure out what works and what doesn't. Normally, we spend $100. If we get a couple thousand likes, we're pretty good about that, but it's not necessarily the kind of thing that really tells us what's going on. We talk about, hey, when is everybody on Facebook? Everyone goes, when's everyone on your page? They go to your insights and you look at people. Well, that's great. But I can go over here to the analytics page of my Facebook page here, and I can tell right off the bat how many people are coming back, how many different people are engaging with my page, when are they on my page right now, active users by hour, how long are they staying once they come here, how many unique, I mean, this is not data you can find anywhere else on Facebook, but it's right here. All of your page's history, once it's set up in Business Manager, will populate these tools to let you know how long people are staying, where are they going. If you're trying to get them from your Facebook page to a website or to a video or to another, do they get there? Do they arrive? Did your ad work? All of this stuff. Who keeps coming back? You know, who are these actual people who are coming and engaging with you, and where are they from? There's all stuff it's just hidden inside of there, man. It's the stuff that nobody sees. Yes, it is a dry cough. I know. Okay, that's why I got swabbed. All right, they X-rayed me on Tuesday. No pneumonia. The strep check was negative. You know, the doc was like, maybe you got mono, and I'm like, really? I haven't been at the station in weeks. So, anyways, that's the cool stuff that's inside of here. Who's got questions? Who's got something to ask, or give me a break from talking for like 10 seconds so I can catch a drink of water. Now, what is the seater count? High. It's like death high, Calhoun. That's not a business manager question, though. Mike, let's unmute Mike. What's up?
So, how you doing? I got a question. When you do, I know Facebook and Instagram are all owned together and they're all integrated. When you do an ad with Facebook, is it automatically integrated through the business manager section? Is it automatically integrated into Instagram, or do I have to buy a separate ad for Instagram altogether?
So when you're
I saw a column where you had both.
When you're buying ads over on the ad manager side, which is like literally another like 6 hours we could hang out here and talk about. It'd be great.
Yeah.
When you buy your ads here, after you figure out what kind of ads you're buying, after you figure out what you want it to be named, when you go to the actual ad itself, usually there, you can decide whether or not you want your ad to run exclusively on Facebook or Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
So you get to pick when you're building the ad out, is it going to show up on your Instagram account or not?
Okay.
If you had like a firefighter's page, a PAC page, a firefighter's Instagram, a PAC Instagram, an IE Instagram, an IE, whatever, you could choose to kind of mix and match these accounts if you needed to. You can also, in here, when you're building your ad, come on, start scrolling with me. There we go. When you're building your ad out, depending on what type of ad you are building, you have the ability to create different pieces of media for one single ad. So I want the ad to say, vote yes for Prop 1. That's cool. Great. Big deal. What sort of image are you going to use for that? And, you know, the specs on what looks best changes, right? So like if you're on Facebook and you're trying to scroll through, they really want this big vertical looking thing. That's going to look a whole lot better. But if you're trying to get the little small ads over here on the right, they got to look different. They got less space. You know, if you wanted to show up in an article, it's better to be horizontal. If you wanted to show up in a Facebook story, it's a different resolution because it's full screen, but it's skinnier. So you got to adapt for that. If it's going to show up on Instagram, they want this 4:5 shape. But if you wanted to show up in Instagram stories where everybody's at, it's got to be the tall shape. Well, do you want to create 30 different ads completely separate? No, that sounds terrible. We don't want to do any of that. So what we do is inside of Ad Manager, let me add a piece of media. Give me just a second here. Let's find something. Oh, here's a picture. I'm gonna upload this picture here. So this picture, just Give it a second. So I got a picture here, right? Okay, that's cool. That's great. Well, that's not the best picture. So on my Instagram feed, I want a different picture. Or I want to take this same picture here and I want to crop it myself. No, I want a different picture because that's not a good enough picture. So on the Instagram feed, I'm going to use this picture because I know that this is the right shape for Instagram. So that's my Instagram picture. So I already got a filter on it, everything. Well, what else do I got here? Well, in my Facebook story, I want to use a different picture. Why? Because I need a different shape. And so what you would have done before getting to this point is you would have built out ad copy with a tall skinny and a tall wide and a fat one and a square one and a horizontal one that have the same information, the same style, the same look, and then you're able to specifically lay them out. If you had strategic campaigns help you with the video, maybe we only make you one video that's rectangular, but we can put bars above it and beside it and crop it so that way it still shows up in the right look wherever you go, and you're maximizing that screen space. If you're just doing image ads and you have one picture, either get a bigger picture that's a high enough resolution that you can cut and crop in size, or stand outside the fire station, take one picture like this, take one picture like that, and one picture that'll work as a square, and you're able to maximize your ad content wherever you're going, instead of being stuck with one size fits all content. That's why when you're on Facebook and Instagram and you're following a particular brand, you like Chevy trucks, you like explosives, whatever, you'll notice that most of the big advertising companies, you might see the same ad, but it's a different resolution, it's a different shape depending on the medium. And that's what they're doing, is they're using this component in the ad buy to pick what shape goes where, what content goes where. If you know that your Instagram followers are younger and hipper and your Facebook followers are a little older, you can use a different picture of a younger, hipper firefighter and an older fire truck in a different picture if you want to, because you have the ability to pick that in here and change that copy and make it more dynamic with that. That makes sense?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah. What else? What is the difference between boosting a post and creating an ad? From Jeff Allen. Jeff, great question here. So I'm a huge fan of using the ad manager inside a business manager for as much as we can do reasonably, because each Facebook ad is actually a different kind, okay? Each Facebook ad does different things. You guys have all seen Facebook ads where the ad is get something to like it, and there's literally a thumbs up thing that you just click the thumbs up and it likes the page, right? We've seen that one. You've seen videos that play in the middle of other videos, and then you've seen videos that play in your feed. Each of those different pieces are, what are these objectives right here? These campaign objectives. And the objectives literally change how the ad works. Whenever you do a boost is simply about going out and trying to get as many people as possible to see it. That's pretty much what the goal is, or the goal is to get people to interact with it. Let me go back over to my page real quick here. If I boost this ad, if I want to take this post and I want to run a boost on it, I have three choices. Send people to click on your website, get people to engage with your comments, shares, reacts, or get messages. Those three things are three different campaign objectives. One of them will have a button here at the bottom in the ad. When it loads, send a message. It changed the ad design because my objective was different. One of them is about get people to react on there, and then one of them should take me back to the other button there. These are 3 of 2, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. Those are 3 of 11 different types of campaign targets that you can run. And so when I think about boosting this, that's okay. But what if I don't want people to go to the website and I don't want to mess with people and I want to do more than get post engagements? What if I want to take that same thing and I want people to have never seen my page to like my page? The only way to get that function to flip on is to go into Ad Manager and make the buy. And I don't even have to use a new thing. I can literally go into Ad Manager, say, hey man, I want engagement. I want page likes. It'll ask me where. I'll pick an audience. And then when I go to the ad, instead of having to make up my own ad and pick something and put it together there, I can actually go and, I must have hit a wrong button. There is a way for me to use a post, basically, to run in there. I got a button flip somewhere wrong. But anyways, you don't have to rewrite the ad. You can literally use a post that's out there and boost and basically do a really high-speed, fancy boost. So that's why I like this. Boosting is a very limited campaign objective and a very limited audience controls. This is full control over every single thing that you're doing there. Let's see here. Is there an app for Business Manager? I assume it's different than the Facebook Page Manager app. So oddly enough, the Facebook Pages Manager is the only app that works for this, which makes no sense at all. But that's how the thing works. When you move a page over out of Facebook and into a business manager and you pull the page completely over, your notifications will no longer show up on your personal Facebook account. They won't show up on your Facebook page. They won't show up in your Facebook app. They will show up in Facebook Pages Manager and then show up in your Business Manager side. I don't know why there isn't a separate Business Manager app. I don't know why they haven't renamed the Pages Manager app, but the reality is that most of what you need to do, you can't do from your phone at this level. This level of analytics, ad buys and whatnot is best performed on a computer. So that's really, I think, probably makes the most reason sense, is that if you're on an iPad, it'll work, but you really want to be on a computer screen. It's just a lot of data. It's a lot more data than fits on one of the small screens on there. What else? Obviously, this is a lot. We have the link to the Facebook kind of walkthrough for how to get started with Business Manager and bring your pages in. There are some best practices to make sure when you're setting up these accounts. I'm going to leave this ad real quick here and say that the best practices in building these accounts out there is make sure that your website is linked. You want to make sure that it's to an email address that is controlled by the local. All of the security is all for naught if this goes back to bradenframe@gmail.com, because that's not an address that's controlled by the local. Also, if you're going to run any political ads, as you probably know by now, you have to have an email address that ties to a website, so we got to get there anyways. But make sure that's done there. And then make sure that as you go through this, you actually do the verification process. I haven't had time to. I need to finish the verification process. That requires some EIN paperwork, requires some banking paperwork, and I just haven't gotten around to it. I'm busy. But you do want to get this thing verified, because once it's verified, that literally puts up opens all the doors and provides all the security that you need for your local and your Facebook page and how that's going to run. Huge advantages here. If you have, if you're running multiple pages, like you personally, like you, Braden, has a ton of pages that you're responsible for because you're working with a bunch of different locals, whatever. You're going to run in here. You can have all of your Facebook pages all in one beautiful, happy place where you can come back and look at them, and you don't have to go to 10 different places to find them, which works really helpful if you've got a lot going on. If you're working with a team, it's a great place to manage your team and bring everybody together inside of one umbrella so it's consistent. It's really hard to verify if you don't get mail delivered, only PO boxes. Any suggestions? Haven't mailed to your house? I don't know. I haven't crossed that road. The verification so my business manager, I think, is verified. I think I went through that process. Like my personal one, am I verified? Yeah. I'm verified, and I went through that when it was a lot easier under our original tax ID. but I've not gone through it since they upped it again. So it would not surprise me that it is challenging and harder more to get verified to do that. If you're running into a wall with it, obviously send an email up and we'll get you tied up with somebody and try to dig in to fix that. What else? Everybody's just out there building their own business manager accounts now. That's cool. Thanks. I'm not Russian, I swear. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. The manager covers Instagram too, right? Yes, kind of. So I go back over here to the Lake Travis Firefighters, but get someone that's gonna look the most like y'all's. And if I go over here to my Instagram account and try to open it up, it won't let me, and I don't think it runs it over there. So, well, you can jump from Business Manager and have it live in this umbrella as you're editing your page. It does not do the same thing for Instagram. If you head down that road, as a bonus to this evening's class, is the Facebook Creator Studio. The Creator Studio does have its own app, which did not exist 3 days ago, I don't think, because I haven't seen this thing before. But anyways, the Creator Studio lives under business.facebook.com. So it is a tool of Business Manager. And in here, you can run your Facebook and Instagram pages from one single flip back and forth cross-sharing post place. When you create a post, you can lock in on the Instagram side. You can pop back over here and put stuff on your Facebook page. And it's supposed to be, this is supposed to be where high quality content creators make their regular everyday posts, because Facebook figures if you're posting, you're not looking at your Facebook page and posting it on there. I don't really get on this thing all that often. It changes a lot, but it does allow you to do the Facebook and Instagram posts from a single website in front of a computer.
Hey, Braid, do we know if we're posting from this creator suite, is it going to reward us more on an algorithm than we posting from somewhere else? Do we have any information on that?
I have not seen a single article about the creative suite doing anything at all whatsoever. So no, I haven't seen that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything that would tell me that it would be better. No, I do know that when I do send stuff to Instagram and it goes from Instagram to Facebook, I'm still doing better with those posts. Those posts are still running hot. I have a business manager account for our state association. If I go to pages, accounts, pages, and add to add my local, does it add the account under my name as a person, or will it add? Okay, so if I go to account, pages, add a page. So you have a business manager, Kurt, for your state association? Yes. Okay. So if I was over here, up here at the top, in the top right hand where mine says Lake Travis, what is your state? Does it say state association?
Let me unmute it. Okay.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, I'm under the Associated Firefighters of Illinois, owned by the IAFF. And so I have my own, it has its own business manager, right?
Uh-huh.
So I can go to pages, I can go to add, and it says add a page. And it says my business already owns this page.
Uh-huh.
Basically, I don't have my local in the business manager.
Okay.
So how would I go back? Because if the very top right corner.
Here, hit the green button at the bottom of the
top
screen and share me your screen. Just hit the green button and share me your desktop. Let's all take a look.
Let's see.
Better hide your other stuff, Kurt.
Yeah, I'm good. Oh, wait a minute. That's the one I want. I got two screens. I got to make sure it's right. Okay, how's that?
Yeah, all right. So let's see here. Associated Firefighters Illinois. So click on that guy there.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Okay. So this right here, what we're all looking at right now, this is your business manager, and the business is the Associated Firefighters of Illinois. If you go down to where it says business info on the bottom left, very bottom.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this business is the state association. The state association should not own your local, right? Like your local page should be owned by your local, not by your state association.
Correct.
So if you go back to pages, I would not bring the state association underneath this business because this business shouldn't be managing your local page. If that makes sense.
So do I have to add it from my personal? I don't even know how I created this.
No, you're good. What I would do if I were you is go to your URL and just type in, just do business.facebook.com, nothing else after it, or delete the rest of the stuff. You just want just business.facebook.com, nothing else. There you go. Press enter. Everybody be cool. Cross your fingers and see if this works. It did not. All right, typical. That's the way my life goes. Let's see here. Try it one more. Do me a favor, just delete everything up there and just type in business.facebook.com.
Right, is it because he's under the IAFF in the top right corner?
No, I think it just jumped in there and it's taking him to the wrong thing there. I
was curious because that's just an ad account right here.
Well, that's your personal one there. So on mine, what it should do, at least this is what it did for me earlier when I started this day. Is I get this page where I'm allowed to create another business.
Yeah.
And what we would want to see is that you could click create business so you could walk through the process of creating another business manager for your local.
Yeah.
So what I'd say is
right.
probably once we get off once we get off the Zoom, reach out. We'll find some time. We'll do a one-on-one and get it fixed.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Stuff like that's going to pop up. This thing's new. There's challenges and changes and random things that are come up. You know, we're going to have to kind of get through. But this is it. What should happen in Kurt's scenario, by the way, is that we should be able to create a business manager for the local, verify that business manager to make sure that it's got all the stuff that it needs. It's got the tax ID. It's got the ad account. It's all connected. And then Kurt should be able to create under his own personal business access. He should be able to allow himself to see, admin, manage, work with those other businesses because two businesses can work together. For example, Kent and I have run some campaigns together, worked on some stuff together. We know a thing, we've seen a thing, and he and I are shared with each other's businesses. So I'm a partner with Kent Grossi. Kent Grossi's a partner with Braden Frame, and that allows us to share pages and ad accounts and projects we're working on with another business because this was designed for advertising companies to be able to have 50 people in marketing, 150 pages and 200 ad accounts and all these other pieces that are all moving around. So it's designed to be able to work together for us. And so that's where we're able to go. So I would say get the local business manager first, and then we'll get them paired up so the third party, Kurt or whomever is running the pages can see them all in one place. What else? Whenever you get this stuff in there, that's for Mark. It's not for me. Whenever you get this stuff put together in there, what you're going to find is that it is a lot of new things that we haven't seen before, but it's a lot of data that is available. And so you just kind of got to poke around and dig through it and see what you find and what's new. You know, if you've got a state association that has a bunch of different districts and you've got different district pages, if you've got a couple of different organizations, a benevolent fund, a PAC that you're running, this is a great way to see what's really going on and what really can be done on all those different pages.
I came in late because I had to download the app to join this. Is there a link where I can get some information on how to start this all up, like from the beginning of this presentation? Is there a link where I can get that information?
Yeah, we recorded it.
Oh, fantastic. All
Yeah.
right, cool.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, I hit the record button at least, so I think it's being recorded to the cloud, hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Braden, I got a question for you from Oregon.
Yeah, what's up?
I see your Lake Travis page is unverified. Does that need to be verified to start posting politically, or do you just have to be personally verified?
So let's see here. Let's see what you were looking at, what you're talking about. All right, so you saw that my Lake Travis page was unverified?
Yeah, under business details, business verification status.
Ah, okay, okay. Over, you're talking about this part right here.
Yes, yes, sir, right there.
No. Nope. So verification allows you access to some of the new things that Facebook will allow you to do, such as, but not limited to, testing your own app. I don't have an app. I don't really worry about that stuff. So there's some payment stuff in here that they're opening up. There's some new plans for other things, but all of those things are all limited to being reviewed. The verification process right here is I just need to verify my business address. And the problem is that the document that I used was my IRS 990, and all of the bills now go to a different address than the treasurer from 2007 or whatever. So what I think I need to do is just change my address on a document and upload it, and then that'll go away, and then I'll be verified. But this section here has nothing to do with what you're talking about, which is over here on the page under authorizations, where our Facebook page, I'm authorized to run political content, my disclaimer is approved to run political content, and my page has been confirmed as being able to run political content. And then I have a link to Instagram account. So these are the check boxes you need, and this is all under authorizations to be able to do that stuff.
Under pages. Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. What else? All right, last thing I got, fun fact, fun bonus, has very little to do with the business manager thing. But if you're in here, don't forget that when you're making regular everyday posts, you can also target your posts. I just always like to bring it up. I think it's cool. It doesn't apply to me because I'm a small local serving like 26,000, 30,000 people in a small area. But if I was managing the Facebook page for the city of Dallas or Houston or New York or someplace that had like 100 million people who lived there, and they don't care about a fire in Southwest, Los Angeles if there's a fire in North, that's not a big deal. But they do kind of care in like Southwest Los Angeles. And so don't forget that even your everyday posts, you can go in and tag locations. You can tag a city within your county. If you're in a state association post, like if I ran the Texas State Association of Firefighters page, you can go in here and run a post in Austin if it's about Austin, or in Dallas if it's about Dallas, or Fort Worth, and you don't have to post it to everybody, especially if you're running political content. Like you're running a post about a politician, but they're only running in this part of your area. These people may hate them. They don't need to see your everyday organic posts. And don't forget that you can also target over here on your regular everyday stuff. That's the big stuff. What else? Mark?
No, so a quick question on the targeting that you brought up earlier. It used to be on Facebook that you had to have 5,000 followers on your page before you can target. Is that the same now?
No, I don't think so. Let me double check. I don't think it is because I've had that for a while, but I've got another page I can check here. Give me a second.
I was going to also say, while we're waiting on Braden to pull that up, is Braden's already started something similar to this in New York State. in terms of reaching out to build organic audience. So I'll let them talk about that in a minute. And if we can, we'll pull up the insights from the New York State page to show the growth in just 2.5 weeks.
Let's see here. All right. I'm pulling both the things that you'd like me to look at. The first page I went to, it didn't let me do it, but I don't know if that's because that page has like 50 people who like it. Let's see here. How many people are on good old Vanita? Good old Vanita. All right. So where is my Zoom window? My Zoom window is gone. I got to find it. I got to find where the Zoom went. There it is. And then I got to go over here. Sorry, I got like 4 desktops open right now. It's that one. Okay, so first of all, this is Vanita. It is a local of like 9 people, I think, maybe in Oklahoma, maybe. We did a video for them, won them some stuff, pushed them back. They got 589 people on the page. If I go over to them, I can go here and I can do newsfeed targeting right now. So no, you don't have to have 5,000. Although I will tell you, I went to the Lake Travis Firefighters PAC page on regular Facebook. It didn't give me that option. So this may be something that's limited to having the business manager access on there. But if you have business manager, it appears to work. The other thing you wanted to see was the New York firefighters. So let me pull up that ad account over here. All right. So in New York, we got started with them mid-March, I guess, and they were kind of stuck with about 4,800 people on their Facebook page who were, you know, kind of stalled out right there. So the whole state of New York, and so we did a real simple like campaign. We put $300 to it over 3 weeks, and we targeted friends of friends. So if you were on the page and you liked the page, anybody who you were friends with, or if anybody who was friends of somebody you were friends with, within the geographical area of the state of New York was in our target audience. We left it open after that. Let's you don't want to be too specific. Let's just see if your friend likes the page, you've got some connection to the fire service. That's probably good enough. We'll see where it goes. We ran a simple ad for them, and it was just a video ad that we ran, and that video was seen 91,000 times by 33,000 people, and we grew their page by 1,200 likes, which is 25% basically from where they were at. And then today, we've got that ad running for them. We've got another ad running for them right now. And what are they at right now? 6,200? Yeah, so we went from 4,800 to 6,200 on there, and just getting started. So right now is a great time, I think, for brand building and trying to get people. The likes are coming. I mean, 25 cents per page like, it's unheard of. I mean, most of the time when I've done 4 like campaigns, you're paying somewhere around 80 cents to $1.50 per like on average. So 25 cents is just crazy good numbers. We're running the same content for the ad. It says like the official Facebook page, the New York State Professional Firefighters. But we're running it with a COVID-19 reassurance video with their logo on it. It's been up for 2 days. Yeah, 2 days, 4,100 people, 100 page likes off of it, paying 15 cents a like. And everybody else who sees it, the other 4,083 people who didn't like it, still got hit with our branding. They still saw our ad. They still saw our message. And so we're still building our brand, whether or not we get the retain like on the page. And then the other thing we'll do is that when this ad is running, let me get to the ad.
While you're waiting for that to upload, Braden, the 4,000 people that liked it, are those people that have never liked the page before?
Yes.
So there's no crossover on that. It's 4,000 new people, right?
Yes. And the ad is only shown to people who do not currently like the page, right? Because the goal of the campaign is to get likes. So Facebook's not going to take your money and show your ad to people who already like your page. So they're all brand new acquisitions. And again, out of the 111 people who liked it, the other 4,000 and damn, I got to do math again. 4,074 people who didn't like it were still brand new people on Facebook who had not engaged with the page who are getting to see some of our ad. And so a lot of the times the people will put this thing on to let's see here. Did that go over there? I got a notification. Nope.
Daisy, while Braden's doing that, I'll jump in real quick on that, Daisy. So what we did in New York, or what I'm saying is the budget for that is whatever you make it. I'm suggesting $10 a day. It gives you a flat $300 a month. But I mean, it could really go to whatever you want to do as your local. So I'll give it back to Braden.
So we'll get updates throughout the day about this ad. And so we'll always come back to and double check to make sure that everybody who saw the ad, if they somehow didn't click the ginormous uppercase thumb right here to like the page, and they just hit the lower like button, we'll come back here and we roll through and see if there's anybody else who needs to be invited. And then we'll scoop up anybody else who was left over. Yeah, I think the question was about budget, right, Mark?
Yeah, budget.
Yeah, I love $10 a day. I really do. I think it's a great, if you can afford $10 a day, that is a great way to start. If you can afford $1 a day because you have a smaller budget, that is a great way to start. I think as long as you're putting in at least 10 or 15 bucks a month, that's better than zero. I mean, it really is. I mean, and in New York, what have we spent so far here this month? I've spent $16. So imagine the entire state of New York for $16, 4,100 people have seen the ad. In your neighborhood for 15 bucks, 4,000 people seeing the ad could be a lot of people. And that could be a big, big number, big difference. I've got a video that we're working on that I'm going to put out as an ad, and I'm probably going to put like 150 bucks behind it. But in my neighborhood, 150 bucks, that's solid for 15, 20,000 people reached who've probably never seen my page before. And I'll probably hit them 3 or 4 times. So, you know, definitely doing something. And now's the time because what we're doing is important and appreciated and people care. And it's nationwide.
Any questions? So for some of you, this goes back to what we've been talking about in the past. You know, like Daisy in Hawaii, we've talked about how you could absolutely dominate in that area. You don't have any other markets that you coincide with. DC is another example. If you're running comms for a state association, this is you all day long. And even if it's just a county, it doesn't matter. The city districts, however you want to do it, this is the way to be building the brand moving forward. You're going to spend a couple bucks a day. You're going to raise your profile. You're going to be out there in the community, use some of the other tricks that we teach, and you're going to find that in no time. I mean, New York's already up 25%. It's been 20 days and almost 300 bucks, if that, total. And they're already doing it. So, I mean, it's a proven method. It's out there. We've been trying to preach it for a while. Now we're really out there. We're going to start pushing it because the time is coming, and you're going to need an audience before you get into a big fight. Anybody have any questions? Doug, you want to add anything?
I got 2 hands up, Mark, by the way.
Oh, go ahead and answer. Go ahead.
Matt, I'm going to unmute you. What's up?
Hey, man. Not much. Hey, so I have a boosted post going right now that has done very well, and it's going to end tomorrow. So if I wanted to shift that to a ad instead, the same thing. It's got some video of what we're doing during this time, and target people who are. Can I do that? Can I shift it? Can I extend it and shift it to an ad, or do I have to create a whole new ad with that same message? Any idea?
I would probably say that I would create a new ad, and that would be okay. Yeah, that's probably what I do. Yeah, it won't take long, and you may be able to even use that post and not have to create a new ad, but you do need to build all the other structure around it. So the campaign's organic objective has to be created, the ad set, who we're targeting, how much you're spending, what time frame, what platforms, and then the actual ad copy and content is oddly one of the easier parts, especially if you've already got a post that's doing well for you.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I like that idea of targeting only people who are not, have never seen your page before.
Yeah.
That will grow our audience huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you want to, run through the traps and all and send it up, I'm sure we can hang out and find time and fix it and get it going.
Just don't call for me.
Yeah, right. All right, Lucas, you are unmuted, or you were. Where'd you go? Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Without sounding like the old person in the room, I guess I just wanted to add that these ads go up in cost exponentially. So if you do $300 now, it's 10 times your value what 300 would be 5 years from now.
What do you mean?
So I've been doing social media for a minute, and 5 years ago to run an ad for $300 would have gotten you significantly more than what $300 would get you today.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just adding that as a benefit for doing it now, hard and heavy.
Yeah, I mean, certainly supply and demand. I mean, I see it all the time. We ran some ads for a little local next to a really big city, and to try to buy into that market, it was like $60 per thousand or something obnoxious like that to be targeted and hit these people. Because there was just so many people who wanted after it. I go run an ad down in the valley of Texas, right on the border, like $18. Everybody in the city sees it like 9 times because nobody's advertising McAllen, Texas, or something like that. Yeah, so certainly the cost goes up the more people who are doing this, and the more places that you're showing up on. But also now too, Facebook ads go further than Facebook. Put you on Facebook, can put you on Instagram, and it can put you all over the websites. I mean, they're competing. Facebook has an entire market when you do your ad buy to run ads not on Facebook. Inside of Business Manager, in the Ad Manager, you can buy ads on websites and never have your ad show up on Facebook. Like, if you don't want to advertise on Facebook, but you want to do online advertising and you're not running Google display ads because it's not your thing, but you're comfortable with Facebook, you can run an ad and tell the ad to only be run on Facebook's display campaigns out there in the wild on websites. And there's tons of websites where Facebook has ad space already bought where your ad could be there. So, it's more expensive, definitely. Economies of scale for sure. But, way more options these days too. Facebook or Google ads, is one better than the other? No, they're just different. Although smoothbores are definitely significantly better than fog streams, Facebook or Google ads are just different tools.
Whatever, EMS nerd.
And so, we're starting to, I didn't mean to cut you off, Doug. I just started talking, sorry. We are getting together with Verizon and Bing here in the future at headquarters to start getting on their ad platforms as well.
Funny that you brought that up. I am literally like in the middle of a conversation to buy the first $5,000 of Hulu ads for my local. We've never gone up on Hulu before, but I'm laying in my house. I can't get out. I'm watching a lot of Hulu, a lot of Netflix, and I'm like, I got to watch these 30 seconds to figure out what happens. Why can't that be me? And so that's the next is all the streaming services and opening up those doors. And so hopefully the next 48 hours or so, I'm gonna put a big buy-in on Hulu and run ads just someplace different. I mean, and if there's nothing else that you get out of this, is that through Mark and Doug and the IAFF and what we've got going on up there, almost any place you see an ad, you could be there too. They paid to get there, and you are not better than some crappy shaving cream or some stupid place that's around the corner that sells food. You're not. You're better than they are. We can get you there. It's just, taking the time to put the good copy together and investing in that level of a marketing campaign.
And I'll piggyback on that. It's what I was going to say. You're not alone in this. We've got Braden to help us with the digital side of all this. We've got Trevor, Kent, me, Mark, who can all help you with the design, the video production, all those things. We're just a phone call away. So don't feel like tonight, if you didn't catch up all of this, that you're stuck with it. It's going to be posted because hopefully Braden recorded it. But we're a resource for you. That's the one thing that I think, take away nothing else from all this. It's that we are a resource that's a phone call away through your DVP. And we can come, we can work for you just like we're doing with Braden. We can kick these videos out fairly quickly now. Once we kind of get a rhythm to them, we know what you're looking for. We can script them, we can record them. You can record them. You can throw some video together and get you what you need so that you can be up there. I think Braden and Mark are both right. Now is the time to advertise yourselves as the community advocates and the public safety experts in your area. People are paying attention. People have nothing else to do for the most part except be online or on Hulu, which is another great idea. Let's take advantage of that. Just give us a call and we'll help you do that.
All right, so we've been going now for about an hour, a little over an hour. So I'm gonna end the session here. Would love some feedback on this, as well as some of the other classes you have moving that you'd like to see while we're going to be sequestered like this for the next month or so. I already had a couple ideas for some classes while Braden was sitting here teaching the class. So there are a couple other things we can roll out. And you know, like Doug said, you're not alone in all this. If you need help, I don't expect everybody to be business manager experts after an hour. Don't hesitate to reach out if you're really interested and this is what you want to do moving forward to grow that audience for your association in your territory, then reach out to us. This is really more of a hey, this is what we have to offer. Come get us. We'll help you and we'll bring you up to speed as we go. So, I mean, if you can handle it, that's great. If you need some help, don't be afraid to call us. So anyhow, we got one more question in the chat.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
there you go.
You can get it on the website. It's on YouTube. If you can download it off of YouTube. Or if you can't do that, let me know and I'll send you the share file. Download direct from that. So whatever works for you.
So two things on the way out the door for tonight. A couple things. First, I want to thank everybody for coming. I want to make sure that you know about the coronavirus toolkit that we have, the COVID-19 toolkit, IAFF.org/coronavirus. I would like to think all of us have seen it by now. If you haven't, let us know. We can send you the link. And also a little bit, thanks to Doug, the IAFF podcast crossed over 3,000 downloads today. So we're already off to a good start. We're going to start putting on some more episodes. I was telling my wife, I'm like Walter White. I got to cook. I got to get back in there and get going. So we're going to put some episodes together. We're going to do this again on Tuesday. The second part of this class is going to be uploading custom audiences to Facebook. So whether you go to a convention center for the weekend and you raffle off, or let's say you raffle off an AR-15 and you take all the ticket stubs, you upload them to a Excel spreadsheet, you can upload that list to Facebook and target those people. So we're going to start talking about a lot of that on Tuesday. That's going to be 1 o'clock Eastern time. And I'll start sending out the invites probably tomorrow, and we'll get to work on that. Feel free to invite more people. You want to invite your board members, other people in the state that haven't been through the CTA yet. I know we got a few that were accepted to this last class that I just delayed until November. So, you know, you're all invited there. Anybody else you think that's going to benefit, your state president, anybody like that wants to come in, that's fine too. But just let us know, give us a heads up, let us know how we're doing too. And I'm going to wait till everybody leaves. And if you have any personal questions, you can just hang on here. Other than that, thank you very much and have a good evening.
Have a great night. Y'all be safe.